Okay. Hey everyone.
You click something.
Welcome back to Dang it.
Click something.
Okay.
Oh.
Now we're good. Okay. What's up?
What's
back
up?
back in here in your room. Like what, 2 weeks later from the last time we recorded?
Oh my, yeah.
This is episode 11. Me, Noah, you,
Val.
and we're back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a
At least
while.
for us, not
For us, yeah. For you guys, 3 days. For us, 2 weeks.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, we're trying to record so that we don't have that big of a gap between episodes, like times we record and when the episode goes up, so it's more relevant and we actually remember what we talk about.
And the only reason we have a gap, well, we don't have a gap right now,
Not right now.
is because we were filming for the trailer.
Oh yeah, we were filming for the channel and
Channel
for
trailer
like
last week, so we didn't film at all for
like an intro.
like podcast wise.
Yeah, we kind of forgot, but then we remembered and we're
No,
like,
we
oh,
remembered,
it's fine.
but yeah.
It's fine. We have like so big of a buffer that we created, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's new with you, man? We hung out yesterday, but
Yeah, we hung out yesterday.
that was fun.
My birthday's tomorrow, but if you're already listening, what?
That was
On
her birthday's
Thursday.
Friday, so this is going up Sunday. So 2 days ago was her birthday.
Yeah.
I'll tweet something out on to the few people who already know it's your birthday. I'll tweet out to them.
20.
But yeah, seriously, like if you listen to the show like every week or at least every other week or whatever, follow us on Twitter, Planet Pariah, and follow us on Instagram. Twitter more so because that's where I post more and can talk to you guys. Yeah, like that's how you can stay in touch with us and know like whenever, because like episode, what is it, like 7 or 8 was the one that was all weird and messed up. I tweeted about it, but nobody's really following, so like nobody really knew besides people who we actually talked to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
It's like,
follow us.
where's it at?
Yeah.
But it was there.
All right, so yesterday
Hidden.
we hung out
Yeah.
and we were skateboarding.
Yeah,
and
so there's
ripsticking.
this unhealthy thing that has occurred
What
that
happened?
if we're scared to do something, that we just say, do it for the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And,
Because we have the
Thought
old
of that.
ripsticks.
yeah.
And those are like the bigger ones, the longer ones, and they have like a little pole in the middle that connects the two ends with the wheels.
They're like more heavy duty.
And you were saying that the only ripsticks that they make now are the little ones, right?
Well, like, that they put in stores, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Because you could find the bigger ones on, like, the website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the only ones that are like being sold to stores and stuff, you said, are the little ones.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you bought one
Yeah, I bought one.
after we rode around with our friend. Can we say her name?
Yeah.
Carol?
We did in the last
Oh, okay. Yeah. With Carol, because we're teaching her. And that gave us an idea to, like, maybe put out some videos where, yeah, I don't know. It gave us some ideas. It's fun. It's just a cool thing, because that's always been a thing for me and Valerie, is ripsticking around when we were like, teenagers. I guess we're still... I speak like I'm an old person back in our day when we rode around the streets. But, yeah, so now we're teaching our friends. And you got the little one, just so there's another ripstick to have, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that one's
I wanted
fast.
that's like, yeah. It's like the reason they made it is because it's more lightweight and better.
Portable.
So I wanted to see. And yeah, I like it better.
You like it better? I fell off
Although
of it.
it's kind of, yeah, it's different. Different.
Yeah, you gotta control it, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna slip off and die. But yeah, I fell off trying to manual on it, and I scraped off the skin on my right elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Val's looking at it right now. She's kind of disgusted. It looks like
The whole time we were there, you didn't have anything to wipe it on. So
no, so I just let it bleed down my
bleeding.
arm, and it got all hard and stuff. Like in the shower, I was scrubbing away at it. I was like, what is like the wound and what is dried blood? And then like the dried blood all came off, and it was actually a lot smaller than I thought. But yeah, it looks like Freddy Krueger's face. That's the best.
Yeah, I guess so.
Analogy? Yeah, I don't know.
It was pretty fun. Yeah, we all had our falls. You're the only one that bled.
Yeah. That was like only the second time I've fallen since getting back into skateboarding and stuff too. It wasn't even on a skateboard.
I know.
It was on your ripstick. But yeah, we got Boulder coming in hot. My friends.
Nobody knows who Boulder is. But
Molly.
you said.
It's Molly. We gave it a nickname, Boulder. Or I guess I did.
because
Because
go
when she
ahead.
bailed, she like tucked and rolled, dude.
Yeah, but it was a nice save.
It was. It
was
looked
like
cool.
I was right behind her going down the hill,
And I was on her
and
left.
I was like, oh no, like there's no way, because
Yeah.
she was going like head first, but she tucked her head and rolled, like you said, a Ninja Turtle. Was
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. Or a boulder coming off a
Yeah,
mountain.
boulder.
But yeah, she said she texted me last night. I think she was being dramatic, but she's like, I swear there's a bump like where my shoulder and like my neck connects, like your, what is this, your collarbone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, you're fine. And she's like, my knee's like swollen up. And I'm like, dude, you're fine. Like, if you want to like skateboard, this is what it's gonna cost. But she wasn't even like riding it normal. She was
I
sitting on it
know.
going down the hill that we were riding down.
Rough.
But yeah, back for like whenever it was like do it for the podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
That's because I got on your little ripstick and we were going down this big hill.
Yeah.
Between
And
all these
like I've been
businesses.
doing that, but you were doing the
I wasn't
bigger
used to
one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't fall that time. That's just fun. That's a fun area though.
Yeah, it is.
It's like where all these businesses are. They're like not all the buildings are filled out yet. They're all built, but they're still trying to get like companies and businesses to come fill them. So it's like,
and not a lot of people are like around there. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
it's kind of like a shopping center before all the stores get there. So it's
Yeah.
like the smooth concrete and just like lots of open area, but
And
there's no
lights.
cars still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lit up. It's a cool place. I'm really glad I found it. And I'm happy I could share it with you guys. Because now we can hang out there and we can skateboard. Because honestly, that's one of the better places I've found for that.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
it was
not-
fun. There's a bunch of different areas. Like, we
Yeah.
found so many different areas. The sidewalk and then all the way around. And, yeah. It's a good area.
Yeah, I just need to learn how to ollie and I'll be set, dude. Like, that'll be my playground. But yeah, so that was just yesterday. And we were there for 3 hours.
Yeah, all of a
It-
sudden we're like, it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
I didn't feel tired. I mean, we all kind of felt dead from just riding around.
Yeah, well, we were all drenched in sweat, or at least I
Yeah,
was.
It was humid. Really humid.
Yeah, good old Texas.
Yeah.
But yeah. So where do we go from here, man? Because that was just yesterday,
It was just yesterday.
and that was really really fun.
So we did film that trailer that we should have sometime.
It'll come
coming
out.
up.
We're not gonna say when, but it'll come
Yeah.
out.
It will come out.
And trailer like the YouTube channel trailer.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll use like parts of it for intros of certain
Intros.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll film more because that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
To go back out and film again. It felt good. It feels good watching it back 'cause it's like, yeah.
Oh no.
Should we mention how I got cracked in the face by your first speaker?
Oh yeah. So so the way we were filming, there
We couldn't see.
just future reference. Like we can't see anything. Anything that we're doing in the videos, we can't see. So it's like some things are a miracle that it happened.
Yeah.
And some things is like shit. Cause one of the things was us playing frisbee,
Yeah.
and I threw it, and obviously I can't see, and it all you hear is a doop.
And then my scream.
And then it hit you right in the nose.
Right in the bridge of my nose, like right between the middle of my eyes.
Yeah.
And like it hurt a lot, but we didn't know until we got back to Caroline's house that I was
Yeah.
bleeding.
Yeah, you were bleeding from your nose.
You cracked,
From a
you
little
broke the skin on my
frisbee.
face. You didn't even throw it that hard, I don't think.
Yeah. And what?
But I was
mean,
totally thinking that like you're taking advantage. Like this is my time. I can hurt Noah. Where you can't see me.
Seriously?
Yeah. So you threw it as hard as possible at my face.
Oh my god.
That wasn't the case though. That was funny. And I'm thinking of more ideas for next time. Because just
Yeah.
like we didn't get to do everything that we wanted.
Because
to
we can't
do.
see, but this next time
This
we can
next time,
see, hopefully.
hopefully, yeah. I think we should be able to. We gotta work around the eyes though. We'll
Yeah.
we'll make it
We'll
happen.
do something.
We'll do something. Do you have any birthday plans? Like you didn't really say anything last night.
I know, not really. Nothing like, oh, I'm doing this specifically. I think I'm just going to see how the day is going to go. Because,
What did I do for my birthday? I don't think I did anything either. I think I
I
went out to
don't know.
dinner.
I kind of wanted to go to Enchanted Rock, but also, I don't know.
You gotta drive there.
Yeah,
you gotta drive
exactly.
back. That's like a full day.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't
it'll
know,
be
just
fun.
chill.
It'll be fun. Just hang out, play games with your friends. I think we did that one year.
Probably.
Just get board games. Board games are fun, dude. Okay, so we both have like things that we wrote down on our phones or whatever to talk about throughout the week. I'm just gonna go ahead and remind myself of what I did. I think there was one that I wanted to talk about that I hadn't written down, because like it's been like a really cool idea that I've wanted to do since I saw it when I was a kid. Oh, that's my poetry notes. Oops. Here's the podcast stuff.
Slyly entering that you write poetry.
Well, I write like it's not really songwriting because I don't have like rhythm to it. I just write down things that rhyme and sound nice to me.
Here, I want to show you this picture.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
me if you recognize her.
Am I allowed to talk about? Oh no!
Then
Wait. She looks familiar.
definitely right.
Like someone's mom.
Right. Yes. And I'm trying
Chaka's
to figure
mom?
out who. No.
Dude, that
Dude.
does. Why? Where's that from? Who is that?
Okay, so let me read this to you.
Oh no.
It said, "Today my son was at Dollar General on Windy Hill," which is like, it's
Yeah,
here. It's here.
around
It's
here.
where we live. "And unfortunately had to encounter this racist coward of a woman. He was in the line minding his business and asked the cashier if they carried a certain product. This woman decided to tell my son that he needed to learn how to have patience, and that was the problem with you people," quote. "When my son asked her what she meant by that, she stated blacks.
Oh.
My son at that point tried to leave the situation alone, but the lady kept antagonizing him, saying racial slurs all the way until they walked out of the store. My son called me while this was happening and asked me to come to the store because he was so upset. And while I was on the phone, the woman told my son that she was going to call the cops so they can come and shoot him like they do the rest of black people.
Oh my gosh.
So I want to warn this community of the racist pig who might live in this community, blah, blah, blah." But isn't that insane? Because first of all, because people are like, okay, it's Kyle.
Yeah.
Somebody has to know who this lady is. And I've seen her. And not only that, but there's like things underneath, because I got sent the little link of it, and it was like on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
And things underneath of people like JC was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
This guy works at Walmart, and he was saying how she came in, and she started saying that she's more privileged than him because she's lighter than him,
Oh my.
and that he's profiling her when literally like JC's the same skin tone, maybe.
Yeah.
Like what?
This person's just a villain to the
And
community.
I've seen her before, like,
I recognize the face too.
so it's weird.
I wonder
like,
if we both had like a weird encounter with this person, and that's why we kind of remember the face.
maybe, but there's also like other stories of people saying the same thing about her.
Really?
Yeah, calling like some Mexican an immigrant.
Dude, after the podcast, we gotta figure out who
Go
that
around.
is.
I know, because
Someone has to say in the comments, like, this is who it is.
Yeah,
We'll look
I
on our
saved the
Planet
picture.
Pariah Facebook. But that's insane because, one thing, it's like always these things, like, even with the school shootings and stuff, it's like, that's a thing, but it's not around here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the first instance of that being in our town.
And it's crazy how many people had different stories of the same.
Of the
lady.
same, like, different encounters with this
Yeah.
crazy woman. That's crazy. That's insane.
She looks so familiar.
Because you said, like, in the story, like, obviously that's the mom posting that, right?
Yeah.
And, like, how her son was upset. If someone was yelling at me because of how I looked or whatever, I'd be, like, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'd probably, I don't know what I would do.
What
Because
would
it's like,
you
what do you
do?
do? Like, because whenever you're walking down, like, 6th Street in Austin and the homeless people are yelling at you, my reaction is always just, like, staring ahead
Yeah.
and,
just
like,
keep
walking by.
walking.
But you can't, if this person's, like, hounding you and chasing you down or whatever, yelling these racial slurs at you, like, what do you do?
Yeah. Like, who
I guess-
says that?
I have no, like, an insane
Call
person.
the cops.
And a racist
Yeah.
person, I guess. But this person is Hispanic, so, like,
I know.
I guess not really a minority around here, so maybe she feels comfortable, but, like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand racism because we're all people. I guess that's the way I was grown or taught as I grown up, but
Yeah.
it's just like I've never really looked like I understand that people are, black or Hispanic or Asian or whatever,
Mhm.
but it's just not something I think of first when I meet someone. It's always like their personality and who they are and how they hold themselves is what I
yeah,
think
exactly.
of. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're fortunate to be this part of Texas that we're in.
Yeah, a pretty
because,
liberal area.
Yeah. Other
Or-
places are crazy.
stuck in their old ways.
Yeah.
The Jim Crow
I mean, even like
laws.
a couple towns away. So like.
Even across the highway, dude, there's some racist white people, dude. But yeah, I mean, I think there's more racists out there than you would think that we've talked to and met, but they're like closeted.
Oh yeah.
And that's like, whatever. But whenever you start coming out and yelling at people in the store for buying
like,
a product,
what's the point?
like, what are you trying to accomplish besides making yourself look like an ass?
And then when you start to say things like to get them to come shoot you,
yeah,
like now you're just like purposely trying to be a dick.
yeah, it's like those people online who just say whatever they want, or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
but
but
in real life,
she's doing it in real life.
yeah, it's so weird. That's like a whole conversation. You want to go into that?
What?
Just like the whole society right now, I guess. Just bringing out the worst of people. I've always like wondered, like, are these problems like happening because we're getting older and we're realizing and noticing them more, or are these problems like, have they always been a thing and just now that we're older we realize it, or are they becoming a problem as we get older? Because that's something I thought about when I was a kid, kind of growing up. It's like, are these problems that have always been around that I just haven't noticed because I've been blissfully ignorant, or like
I think social media makes it
has
a big,
blown it up and like put it on like a world
so you
scale.
could see it more. When
Yeah.
before it would happen, but you
would just
obviously
maybe
didn't
hear
see
whispers
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you see it.
Now you see me. Yeah, that makes sense. I think a combination of both, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
probably.
Dang, dude, that's crazy. And the fact that we both like recognize that person,
I know.
like we can't give a name to the face, but we know the face, I think.
Yeah, I know that face. I've seen it.
It's just, yeah. Had they walked into like the store that we both worked at, or did they come into like the Chick-fil-A whenever I worked there,
Or like school.
or yeah, that
Someone's
school
mom.
face.
Yeah, it is a school face. You know, the like kind of
A-hole mom.
bitchy mom.
Yeah, dude, that's funny.
It's wild.
And even adds more to like whenever like more people coming out with their stories about this person. Just a menace to
know.
society, man, but not in any good way. All right, let's move to a lighter topic. So I had some. Okay, so yeah, it's been raining a lot around here recently.
Yeah.
And because of that, you get like flash flood warnings.
Oh my
Everybody has
god,
an
all
iPhone.
the time. Yeah.
It goes off or whatever.
Yeah.
I was at HEB when I think the second storm was passing through, and I hear down the aisle or whatever, like boo, boo, or whatever, and then I'm just looking down, like, cause I'm sitting at like the garden section, but I have a pretty good view of like a bunch of people, and then it's like a wave from that aisle that I heard it. It goes down the store, and everybody's like looking at their phones or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's insane. It's like I don't know, like a technological wave or something.
Yeah, I know, it was pretty cool. I mean, like, I was at work for one of the first ones,
Mhm.
and then it all goes off, and all of our phones. I was like, oh.
And even in high school, it happened.
Yeah.
Like, all the room just like lights up. And in high school, I recognized like the newer phones get it first, and then it goes like down the line of like back in high school, the iPhone 6 got it, and then it was the iPhone 5S, and then the iPhone 5s, and then the iPhone 4s. And if anybody had an iPhone 3, it went off. But I noticed that because I had an iPhone 4 when I think the iPhone 6 or 7 came out. And so, like, the first person to get it, like, usually the kid who always got the new phone or whatever, it would go off and say, okay, well, my turn's coming up. But it would happen, like, a minute later. So I thought, like, what if I was driving in my car, and because I got it a minute late, I get hit by this wave of water?
Oh, no.
Or, like, I missed that Amber Alert, and it could have been the car in front of me.
No.
But because I got it late, I wasn't looking for it in time, so that kid, like,
Oh,
died.
yeah.
But, yeah, that was just something I noticed. I thought it was cool.
The wave of them?
Yeah,
'Cause,
just seeing it in a store.
The second time, I was at the academy the second time, and all of a sudden I hear them go off behind me, and then all of a sudden it gets to my phone. I'm like, oh, yep, there it is.
It's like a hive mind thing kind of thing. Or like everybody's connected to this one thing for a moment in
Oh,
time.
yeah. Or like if I always thought it'd be cool if everybody like planned something one day,
Like a
which
flash
they've
mob.
tried. Yeah, which they've tried. Or like everybody turn off their lights, some shit. Or stand still. That's one of the big ones. Stand still between these like 2 minutes or something.
If everybody in our town screamed at once, how far would that travel, do you think?
Oh my god. Well, that'd be kind of cool to put together.
Yeah. Would it recognize on like a seismic chart or something? That would be cool.
That would be interesting.
If we ever get rich and famous, we'll get all our like an audience together. And we'll fill a stadium.
Just sounds like a concert.
Yeah. We'll fill a stadium and we'll do just different things. Like we'll do like jump all at once. And
Oh no.
all clap at once.
I can just see that going south.
Yeah, we'll destroy a stadium in one jump. Something else I wanted to talk about was because yesterday, whenever I kind of introduced Molly to you guys or whatever, and I think Caroline and Molly kind of knew each other from the past, like maybe middle school or something.
Yeah.
But y'all were talking about like favorite YouTubers, and I brought up Smosh because that's who I watched like when I was younger, like back in like 2012, 2010 or whatever, middle school for us. One of the things that they used to do before, like, you know, all the Defy Media stuff or whatever, like how certain YouTubers were affected by it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they were kind of like a multi-channel network, and they owned a bunch of channels.
Yeah, and they're kind of like ripping them off.
Yeah, they stopped paying them.
Yeah.
And asking them for money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Smosh was owned by Defy, but before that went south or whatever, and they got bought up by other people or whatever. They had like Smosh Summer Games and Smosh Winter Games, and that was like they had everybody from their channels, all the personalities or whatever, come together, and they'd be separated into two teams, and they'd do like competitions throughout the summer, throughout the winter or whatever. And that reminded me of the Disney Channel stuff when they had the 4-color teams. Do you
remember that?
That stuff was always really, really cool. Like seeing Mitchell Musso on the red team.
Yeah.
Playing with,
and
like,
you're
other
like rooting
people.
for certain people just because you've seen them in that show. And,
Yeah. Dylan and Cole Sprouse are there and stuff. Yeah, like all these cool personalities coming together for like these competitions. And I want to be a part of that. Like something like that.
And that's so funny that you talk about that because I was talking to my boss today about, she's like, we should do like a group thing, like a sports team for each store.
Yeah,
and
I remember
like go
she talking
around.
about that when I was there too.
Yeah, she's like, honestly, I'm gonna pitch that to the area manager.
Yeah,
whatever.
boost morale. It's like in The Office
I was
where
like-
all the different paper company sections or whatever came together in the woods or whatever.
She was like making someone. She's like, so how's your district so good? She's like, oh, we play basketball together.
Yeah, dude, that is really cool. Like, I like doing that. I've even talked to my brothers about it. Like, whenever we have kids, we'll have family games or whatever. Or
Yeah,
we all
that'd
like
be
have
fun.
a field day.
I like competitiveness.
Me too. And like board games, video games, and
Yeah, anything really.
sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like competitiveness, but you wouldn't take the challenge of going up the curb last night with your ripstick.
How was that a challenge?
Because I challenged you.
I went up the small one, well, like halfway, and I was like, I don't know about that. And then I just didn't do it again. I don't know.
All right. So you're not that
That
competitive.
wasn't how is that competitive? It's
Because
not.
I can
It's
do it,
not
you
one-on-one going. You're making a competition, and it's not. Fucking lame.
If you say so. Anyways, I just brought that up because I thought it was really cool. I've always wanted to do something like that. Like a group, like in high school, it was like a group of friends. That'd be really cool. Because in elementary school, we had track and field day.
Oh yeah.
And we had all these like competitions and stuff. And then we finished it off with tug of war. That stuff was
Yeah.
always cool.
Tug of war was cool.
I just miss that stuff. Big community group things with lots of different people that you know.
But now it's like, you don't know.
Now we're just losers.
Know a bunch of people. Yeah.
I do want to play basketball against like with our friend group.
Same. I just wanna like get back into it.
There's a like competitive itch that just hasn't been scratched really. I just need to do it. I also need to play basketball against my dad one-on-one because I haven't done that in like 6 years. I need to beat him
I think you should do
to
that.
earn his respect. Is that blood on my shoe? Man.
Bloody Mary.
What next, dude? Bloody Mary. The drink.
Do you ever believe in those like legends?
No, because I remember in middle school when I first got a phone, the kids were like our age, we were kids, people were sending around like those chain messages.
Yeah, do you remember those?
And I remember I got scared
Wow.
by one, and my dad's like, "Why are you scared?" And then he's like, "Those aren't real." And so I was like, "Okay." So I didn't like forward it to anybody that time,
Mhm.
and nothing happened to me. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, I never
I was like,
did
"Oh,
it
it's not real."
as like a serious thing. I always thought those were funny. But wow, you like those aren't a thing anymore.
I don't. Probably not. Yeah, no. Today's kids just talk about Fortnite and stuff. They don't send each other like that. The story of that girl who was bullied and pushed down a well,
Oh my
and
god.
she'll come back out and get you.
Yeah.
If you don't forward this to 3 people. Things
Those
like
are
that
so
though are like
dumb.
relics of the time, cause like
Yeah.
they died. I think
Yeah.
chain
I'm
mail
pretty sure
messages.
they died.
Yeah, cause it used to be email and then it turned into
I
like
think now
phone.
it's just like funny ones.
Yeah, like what the Christmas ones or whatever. A little Christmas hoe or whatever. Ho,
Yeah,
ho,
I
ho.
got in like
Send
ho
this-
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's good.
What else is like
What
that?
a memory.
Like something that today's kids don't know about that we had back in the day.
Playing outside.
Only 90s kids. Yeah, playing
I'm
outside.
just kidding.
VHS
No.
tapes,
Oh yeah.
paper
or-
maps. Those are like the big ones.
Oh yeah, paper maps. Those are
Yeah.
big ones. What's a
Books. No. Dude, elementary school kids, they have iPads now.
do they like play? I'm sure they play charades, right? Like
Sh-
different games.
Charades,
like that.
yeah, because they have it,
Simon
the app or
Says?
whatever.
Oh, the app.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it
A bunch of
wasn't
these like old things have been turned to apps or whatever, old
Yeah.
games.
innovative things.
What else is there? Because like,
That video of that girl I told you about, the ding dong ditch, but on a hoverboard.
oh, that's disgusting. I hated that video.
Hoverboard.
Seeing her legs just spread like that just to stand on the little hoverboard, and she just stares into the camera, and she hits it, and she backs up and rolls away. I hate it. I want. If I see that thing, I'm gonna stomp on its brains, dude.
I don't know about you, but we always made up like certain games
Yeah, but
'Cause
these are
there's-
things that people do today still, I think.
of like outside.
Yeah.
Cause there's like, did you ever play like the curveball or whatever? Where you like you're on one side of the sidewalk and someone's on the other, and you try to throw the ball and like to hit the curb. It's like a certain amount of points.
Oh. It sounds familiar.
Like
yeah.
you had to hit it right on.
I played jackpot. Like
yeah,
with football
jackpot,
or
the
baseball.
football, or we made up grounders.
Grounders,
At the
classic.
playscape,
Our friends know about that because we spread it.
and then
I made up anti-grounders too. It's like the reverse. Like everybody has their eyes closed except for one person,
oh no.
and whoever grabs the person, they get to have their eyes open for the next round.
Alright.
That was fun. This game called basketball.
Oh yeah, do they play that these days?
I think so, yeah. Whenever we played it, it was like peach baskets instead though. Now they have these fancy like string baskets.
Now nobody's gonna take us serious.
I'm trying to really think though. I guess there's not.
Yeah, so am I.
If it comes to us, we'll just yell it out in the middle of conversation. But yeah. I mean, I guess little MP3 players.
Oh, iPods. Are iPods the thing anymore?
I don't know. Are they?
The little iPod, like Nano.
Like little
and, like,
nanos or. Yeah.
The Touch. That was like the big one. But it's like, what's the point of those now? Because your phone
'Cause
does
your
all
phone.
that.
I think some people still have theirs, and they just like, yeah. I mean,
But kids?
no, not kids.
Yeah.
If my old iPhone didn't have such a crappy battery, I'd use it as just like an iPhone or iPod.
Yeah.
Dude, I smell good. Irish Spring, my favorite soap. What's your favorite soap?
Isn't that Jenna Marbles' dog's
Oh
favorite
yeah,
soap?
dude. Dog knows what it likes. There's a little drop on my shoe just now. I don't know how I got there, but I just like kind of smeared it. It was syrup.
What?
I don't know how syrup got on my shoe.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Now my finger's sticky.
Ah, do you just lick it?
Yeah. No, not the syrup. I licked another finger so I can make it less
Oh,
sticky.
yeah, okay.
I'm not gross. I'm not a monster. Okay,
A monster.
dude. Like the flow of this episode is just
It's
like,
everywhere.
yeah, trying to get back into it.
Exactly.
Have we talked about Fortnite yet on here? Fortnite's cool. You don't like the new Battle
Okay,
Pass,
yeah,
Season
I
Pass?
wanted to say
I like it.
Season 9 just came out. and really there's nothing special about it.
I like it.
Every new page of the tier, there's a that same dog or cat, just a different color.
Did they really have that for this season?
Yeah, it's the same one, just a different color.
I didn't even see that. I was looking at the freaking
like,
mech chicken.
They really can't.
The robot chicken.
Come up with things.
Okay, yeah, I do get that. I feel like going through, besides from the top tier, the last tier skin or whatever, and level 99 and level 100, those two.
Yeah.
Things at the very end, those are cool to me.
Okay.
Some things in the middle are alright, but most of it feels like whatever they design and we're like, should we sell it? Just put it in the battle pass.
Yeah, exactly. This
it's
battle
kind of
pass
like
is
just feeding us garbage, because they'll know we'll eat it.
They'll know. Yeah, exactly. Little kids will eat it.
Yeah, and they save all the other stuff to sell for like $20.
All the streamers will buy it because
it's the battle pass,
and it's
like,
Fortnite.
Whoever has it first is like, oh, come watch me.
Yeah, exactly. Come watch me. And I think they just at this point they're just playing because that's just what it is. Like,
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite was like a really big, or
it
like
still is huge.
It still is, but that's just because they keep.
It's a perpetuating machine.
Yeah, but most of them are like starting to bring up, or they still say it that it's like not as fun anymore.
But they'll still play it.
But they'll still play it because it's their job.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason it's staying big.
I mean, we don't have to keep playing it, but we do.
But will we play
Not
like
as
what
often
every?
It's not. Yeah, I don't, dude. Okay, so on the map now, there's like these turbine things that go around like named cities or places or whatever, and it's like wind tunnels that you can jump into, just ride around in, and
really?
pop out. So like
Oh,
gameplay,
that's cool.
they've changed it up a little bit. There's like hovering platforms throughout the map that you can go up, and sometimes they have like chests and loot and stuff, or it's just like a good sniping position.
Yeah.
And then Tilted is now Neo City or something like that. Neo Towers, I think. And it's like all futuristic and stuff. And there's one of those wind tunnels that goes around it. There's also
That's
little
cool. I
blimps that are
haven't
hovering
played.
around.
I've just seen the battle pass.
I mean, it's fun. I got excited because it's like, oh, it's new. And it felt like it brought me back to season 4, I think. Whatever the superhero one was.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was like, man, this feels kind of fun again.
Yeah, I get that. Because if they change the map, like, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a nice change for a bit.
I'm
And then after
excited.
you play and then get killed a bunch, it's like, I hate this game again. But yeah,
There's a new game to come out.
Fortnite's
as
the
big.
girl I can't quit. There's a new game coming out?
I said, do you think there'll be a new game?
Like, Battle Royale type?
I don't know. That's good, right? Because everybody's eating that up.
I think
Battle
it's dying
Royale.
now. I think it's slowing down. Because Apex rose really quick and it died.
It died, yeah. But.
You know what game I am excited for?
What?
Borderlands 3. Because I played Borderlands 2 a lot when I was
never
younger.
played. Like, seriously.
We should play together. Because I think they're doing crossplay.
Nice. Yeah, I don't even know what it's about.
We'll learn together. But Borderlands is one of those games that I just like played a lot. And then sometimes old Xbox friends that we would go to school with, they would jump in with me or I'd jump in with them and we just mess around. Like I didn't even finish the story of Borderlands 2, but I played it so much. Because there's so many customizable options. In this game, there's like over 1 million different guns.
Jesus.
And it's not just like
Really?
little attachments or whatever. This game, it's cool. I'm actually excited for it, kind of. And I haven't really been excited for video games in a while.
What is it? Like, the type of play? Is it like... what's the point of the game?
How do I describe it?
Are you like a team and you have objectives?
You can have a group of 4. There's different quests that you can do and accomplish.
Okay.
Or whatever. And apparently the story mode is 30 plus hours, I think. Like 36 hours. Just for the pure story.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be like 50. I don't know. It was a big number. Like, it was
Yeah.
huge. But yeah, there's different worlds you can go to. There's different vehicles, different guns, obviously. You have 4 different types of characters, and they all have their own abilities and traits or whatever.
Is that thunder?
I think it's thunder.
Holy crap.
Dude, it's about to rain again. Yesterday when it rained, alright, we're bouncing around. But yesterday when it rained, I was watching the water just rise up in my backyard.
Dude, it was like pouring. It was coming down so hard.
It dropped.
And the storm, like, it's like before it would rain here and it would just rain, but it's been like storms and like loud thunder.
I love it.
And lightning. Yeah, I love it, but it's weird. It came out of nowhere.
It's happened like
and it's been happening
off
for
and
like
on for the past 5
weeks.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really cool. I don't like it because the only reason I don't like it is because my dog, she freaks out, and so I had to like calm her down. She'll like dig her face into my crotch, and I'll just like to hide, I guess, and I'll just like pet her or whatever. She's dumb.
Yeah, Pretzel gets scared, and she got so. My mom and my brother were watching Game of Thrones yesterday when it was pouring.
Mm-hmm.
There was also like a battle scene, so there was the thunder plus that. But then the
fighting.
rain stopped, but the Game of Thrones was still going. I think she was over it, and she came and opened my door and came and laid with me, and she never does that. But she was like over all the sound, and it was kind of cute. But
Dude,
also
she like actually nipped at my ankles today.
I know, I've never seen that. Pretzel, for some reason, really doesn't like you.
She's a Chihuahua, by the way, tiny dog, the size of my foot.
Chihuahua, half Min Pin. So she has like sort of long legs, like like most Chihuahuas, and they're like tiny little legs, but this one has long. She looks like a deer.
She's still got a rat face though.
Exactly, yeah. She's got the rat face.
Oh, my shoulder.
But little pretzel legs, long
pretzel
little
legs all twisted up like a pretzel.
But yeah, she came after you. Usually she just barks and runs away. She gets your ass.
No, dude, she's like, she knows that she can hurt me now. Like, I'm not afraid of her, because I just kind of, like, let her come up to me. It's like, all right, come on, come see I'm not a threat, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, though, I'm going to turn around and kick her across the room. No, I'm just kidding. Have you ever hit an animal before?
Hit one?
Yeah.
No.
I've had to.
Really?
Yeah, because whenever I had my old dogs or whatever, it was, my dog was a boy, a little miniature schnauzer, and then we had her sister, or his sister, and then we had a miniature pinscher who was also a girl. So whenever we'd be out on walks, other boy dogs who I guess hadn't been like neutered would like, that is Thunder, would get like aggressive with my dog because he was like the man with the girls or whatever, and so he would try to come and woo the women by attacking my dog. And so one time this teenager, I think, because I was like 9 or 10 at the time, this teenager, somehow his giant pit bull got loose from him whenever he was walking him. He was across the park. I turn around and I see this giant pit bull just charging me. And I pick up my dog, because this happened when I was walking my dogs with my dad, but it was just me and my dog that day. And so I pick up my dog, and he comes up, and he doesn't want me. He wants my dog. And he's like trying to claw at my dog or whatever. So I had to like kick him in the face a couple times. And then the pit bull like came off or whatever, and like came back for more or whatever. But by then his owner came and like grabbed him and was like, I'm sorry. Whatever. I was like, yeah, whatever. I just walked home or whatever.
Did you feel bad at all?
No, because it was aggressive. I knew if I wanted to hurt the dog, I could have, but I was just trying to like kick him, like, all right, get off me.
To just get away.
Yeah, there was one time though where I fucking like uppercutted this dog with my foot though, because it was the same situation. I was just sitting on the sidewalk with my dog. He was just like kind of laying on me. I was just petting him. Pitbull around the corner charges me
What the?
out of nowhere.
I've never seen a pitbull around here.
And they're around here, man. There used to be more. I think there's not as much anymore, but because they've all died from being put down from doing criminal things.
God.
Yeah. So he charged around the corner on the sidewalk, and then I pick up my dog, and this dog's not gonna like. I think it was coming after me, and that's why like I power kicked it, but I got it right underneath its jaw, like its chin, and I kick up, and I like pushed it on its back or whatever. That's how much force I kicked.
How old were you?
I was probably like 10.
All right.
But yeah, so a little 10-year-old kicking this giant dog, and I ran to my house because it was just across the street. But in the end, the pit bulls won because they jumped the fence one time and ate my dogs alive.
Oh yeah. You said it so like if it didn't happen, but it did happen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just looking at their lifeless bodies. Actually, they were still alive.
Oh no.
They just ripped out their necks.
Seriously?
And they're still twitching on the ground.
Oh my god. I could not see
That was kind of sad. I didn't cry until they were being put down, and I couldn't go in there. I couldn't watch it.
Sad.
My little childhood friends. I was like 12 at that time. But I couldn't. I feel bad though, because like years later I read like, if your dog's gonna be put down, be there with them, because otherwise they'll be afraid and be like, "Where's my owner?"
Oh.
And that'll be their last thoughts when they go off or whatever. So that made me feel terrible.
Oh my god.
Even though it had happened like 6 years prior before me reading that. But yeah, that's just
Dude, these podcasts go all sorts of directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, the miniature pinscher, because the schnauzers they killed my dog, or whatever. The pit bulls, the two of them jumped the fence when weren't home, and we forgot to bring them inside. Somebody forgot to bring them inside when we all went to work into school.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we got back, I remember looking out the window and just seeing my dog dead, like right in front of the window, like in front of the porch, and then the pit bulls were running around his body.
Seriously, they're
Yeah.
still back there.
They were still back there, and then my mom came in at the window and she like screamed or whatever, and yeah, so yeah, my mom was really upset. They got the pit bulls out. They called the cops or whatever. They found Straya was his sister, the other miniature schnauzer, and she was still breathing, but she was like down for the count, dude. Just like couldn't move, dying, bleeding out in the
that's
backyard.
like so much worse because they're like still feeling
They're suffering, and apparently
Yeah.
they could have been there for hours. But yeah, it was.
So what happened to the pit bulls?
The pit bulls, I don't remember. I think they might have been taken away. We ended up suing them, and then we won the lawsuit. So we got, I don't know what we got. We didn't get any dogs, but
Yeah.
the miniature pinscher got attacked, but she took off, and she was next to our old elementary school. She made it that far.
Dang, that's far.
Yeah, and
That's-
she was scared, dude. So she was just running for her life.
Yeah.
I think. So my mom and my brothers took the schnauzers and went to the vet. And me and my dad tried to track down this dog, or Thomas, her name was, and these people found her or whatever bleeding out in the front yard of their house, and so they came out
my
and they were like,
God.
oh, and they called us or whatever, and we showed up, and they were just standing out there in the rain because it was raining with an umbrella over her,
Oh
and
my
she was just
God.
on the front
Could that
yard.
get any worse?
And I picked her up, and she was just crying, and I remember holding her in
Dude.
my arms or whatever, going to the vet, and she was just bleeding out my arms, like onto my jacket and
What the
stuff.
heck? No.
And then I just couldn't go in
Oh my
into the vet, and
God.
I just sat outside. And yeah,
Oh my God. See, I've never like asked about that because
yeah, it's
I
kind
hate
of like
asking. Yeah, anything of people saying like how they passed or like other things, I don't ask because I feel like it's disrespectful in a way.
yeah.
But
I mean,
Wow.
sometimes some people might be more offended or whatever. Like I couldn't. I don't know. There's just like certain ways to go about stuff. Like, you
Yeah.
could have totally asked. But yeah, because I don't remember crying that day. It was just kind of like, yeah, that happened,
damn.
and there's no coming back from that. And then it was like afterwards, it was kind of like I felt guilty because it's like, oh, they could have had better lives or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been with better owners with more land they could have run around on.
Stop.
But I was also a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I love that. I love Smoothie. I miss him. He would fart. It was gross, but I miss him. Yeah. So that's the sad part of the podcast. That came out of nowhere.
It seriously did.
That wasn't even written down. I think he was just thinking about because it was a day much like today, very dark and cloudy.
Is it? Because it hasn't been until I'm gonna assume now, because of the thunder. But it's
Mhm.
been pretty like sunny out.
I noticed that when I woke up, but yeah, when I came out to my car and drove over here, yeah, it's dark, cloudy. Yeah.
Bipolar.
So just like the podcast. Okay.
Oh man.
Do you have a lighter
I don't
subject?
want to like.
No?
I know. I don't want to end it on
No, we're not gonna. End it on
such
this.
a
We got 15 minutes.
dark topic.
Such a downer. Sorry, guys. Dying dogs is very sad. What's something else
There
I wrote
it
down?
is. There's the rain.
Is it raining right now?
You don't hear it?
I mean, you know your house's noise is better than I do.
Yeah, it's rain. I mean, we're right by the window.
Yeah. But I don't know, like some houses make noises that sound like rain. Okay, I hear it now.
Yeah.
I had to zone in and hear it. You can actually hear it in episode 9 and 10, I think.
Really?
Episode 9 for sure.
I didn't hear it.
Here's something else, something lighthearted. Oh wait, that is very dark. We'll save that for next episode. Lighthearted. Something I thought about yesterday was, I watched a video on Reddit of a little baby snake eating an egg. and you just how like the jaw like kind of stretches out, and you can just see the egg inside them, like the shape of the egg,
Yeah.
because it's bigger than the snake. And I was like, man, when I was little, I had books about snakes, and I was super into like animals, but now not so much. I guess I just kind of like, as I got older, I just found other things that interested me more, I guess, or I just kind of left that behind. So a question I wanted to ask you was, what's something that you were super into when you were little, but as you got older, you just kind of grew out of, or just you just kind of forgot about it?
That's God. I always think of I don't remember shit. Um, I'm gonna say I actually liked art, but like the drawing aspect.
Like water painting and stuff.
Yeah, like what we did in school,
Mm-hmm.
but I never
That's
like
cool.
kept going with it because I guess you're not in school anymore.
Yeah.
I always did basketball. I still kind of do it. Like I was on a team and everything, so
Yeah.
that's like a thing. But I don't know. I can't think of something I was like super into.
Did you not have a personality as a little kid?
I guess not. No, I don't. I just remember, I just remember being out all the time with friends.
And just doing
So, I don't remember staying in my room and like focusing on a thing.
I wasn't in my room, alright.
Well, no.
Huh.
No.
Okay. Because I had books about animals and stuff. Like I had a snake book. I had a book about the oceans. I have like it's kind of like a lunchbox shape or whatever, but it's filled with cards of different spiders and plants and animal species or whatever, and it tells you about them. It's like this is where you can find them. This is their traits or whatever. This is like their diet. And I still have that in my closet right now. Like I came across it a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But the stuff like that was super super cool to me. I like collecting seashells and stuff. I used to collect bottle caps.
I liked the stupid like rocks, like crystal looking rocks.
Those little what are they called?
But I feel like not everybody didn't do that. But yeah, I liked rocks.
Yeah, like a cool rock.
But I don't know. I feel like there's just kids being kids.
It's just what kids are into or whatever.
That's what I feel like.
Maybe, but every kid's into different stuff. Like as a kid, I think I liked Hot Wheels, but I wasn't into cars. I was more into dinosaurs and animals.
Did you ever have those like, I don't even know how to describe them, but they're not like Legos, but they're like connected with like magnets and stuff, like little magnet balls.
Yeah.
Would connect them, but there's also like the long ones.
Yeah.
But they all have a magnet at the end.
I used to have those Lincoln Logs, of course, and then like these
the light brights.
The what?
The light brights.
The light brights.
Yeah, you put the little light through the sheet. It's like a little computer screen, sort of, but it's like a light behind it. And you stick the lights through.
I kind of.
And it made like a picture. You don't remember light brights?
No. I mean,
a lot
it
of what I
sounds familiar.
did also was like what my brother did. So like we would play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah, I was into Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon.
And Pokemon, yeah.
I collected baseball cards when I was really really little, I think. Lego, of course, is a big one for me. I probably
played that.
Had my parents spend like thousands of dollars on Lego sets
They're
throughout
expensive.
the years. Now they are for sure, but like back then I would like the super super early sets. Like I was into that. Like I had them around my room or whatever. And then in 4th grade, however old you turn, that birthday party, I invited friends over. They came into my room. They broke all my Lego stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not want to show them that I was crying, but I went to the bathroom. I think I cried.
Really?
Yeah, because these guys came in and they were just like, and like they took like my toy cars or whatever and drove it through like my Lego houses and stuff. And I was like, who does that, dude?
Exactly. Who would do that?
And that hurt my feelings a lot. Because I spent so much time and I had set up these little worlds or whatever. Because you know the Lego movie? How it's like all those worlds like are combined somehow or whatever?
Yeah.
I had that before the Lego movie was even out. Like I had my Star Wars section. I had like Lord of the Rings area. I had my own like area where I just bought like bricks or whatever. My dad just got me like bricks or whatever. And I just built my own stuff. Like I had a really like a big tower or whatever. I had like worlds set up, and then my brothers got into it because I was into it because I was the older sibling, I guess. And so we'd set up like battles and stuff. Like we go into the living room, we had the big green like Lego sheets or whatever, so you can build off of them. And like we set up battles and stuff, and we were like I think we rolled dice or whatever to like choose how many actions we could do in a turn. I always won because I had the most stuff, like most artillery and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a big thing.
That's so sad.
That's sad.
Oh, no, that they destroyed all that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, and then one time, I think, yeah, one time it was like the first, not Death, the first Star Destroyer that came out, the first set, the giant thing, the thing that was huge, like 3 feet long.
Yeah,
Me and
what
my
happened
dad
to it?
spent 5 days building that thing,
Mhm.
and I had shelves at that point in time, so I put it up on my shelf next to my door. When I was at school, my dad went into my room one time. His shoulder accidentally bumped the front of it, and it came down, crashed, and broke into a million pieces.
Oh my.
And
And
he
then what?
said he was gonna try and rebuild it, but it was just too destroyed. I came home, he told me, and I was like, okay. And I think that's kind of when I stopped building, because it was just kind of like I put so much time into it, and then just for it to be dismantled so
That
quickly.
easily, yeah.
And yeah, it made me sad.
Wow.
So I
that's
sat
rough.
in the pile and I cried.
Oh no.
But you really didn't have anything like that? Like,
No.
looking around, I guess you kind of got rid of all your old stuff. And I think I did too, but... You weren't into, like... What was your favorite animal as a kid?
Oh, okay. My favorite animal was koala, and I still had.
Ooh.
I had like a bunch of different koala stuffed animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. There was this one I remember in particular. It was like a mama koala, and it had a little baby on its back. So, but it was attached by like wires, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to rip it off, but my mom wouldn't let me.
Yeah, it's
Like,
messed
cut
up.
it.
Taking a kid away from the mom. That's
But
screwed
it was
up,
so
dude.
cute.
Yeah.
That was-
I went through phases. I think it used to be a snake, and then there was that time where I was with my dad, and we were crawling on the edge of a ditch to get to like a secret park or whatever,
Mhm.
and a snake came out from beneath a rock right next to me, and its face, I saw its fangs, and I saw down its throat. That's how close it was to me, and then it went back under the rock and coiled up,
Ew.
and I had to crawl by it or whatever. So I think after that, I was kind of like, snakes are scary,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
moved on
no.
to like a panda bear or something, and it's been a panda bear for so long. And then like through high school, I can't really tell you, but like now, I think I like red pandas more
Red pandas.
because they're cute. They're like little dogs.
Both like a bear.
Yeah, like little baby bears. They want to cuddle with you.
This one time we like got home, and I like rushed to the door. I was like a little kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, and then I remember just stopping, like being so scared and freezing because there was a snake like right under me, by our front door, and my mom froze and like obviously just didn't want to get next to me because there's a snake right there.
Was it like, what kind of snake?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. But it was like decently big. And then like our neighbor AP, he always has his garage door open, so he like heard the scream, and he came over with the shovel and just like chopped the head off.
Wow.
And it was just like on my feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a man protected a woman and a child. That's cool, man.
Exactly.
You got bonus
I
points that
remember
day.
that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what changed though, because how I like at the beginning of this question or whatever, I talked about how I was really into animals, and like I don't know what changed, because I got close to a snake, and then I swam with sharks, not by choice, but I was in the ocean, very close in proximity to these sharks.
Yeah.
Have I told that story yet on here? I don't think
No.
so. Do you want to end off the podcast with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, so I was like, we were at the beach. I think it was on Mustang Island down in Texas. Have you been there?
No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think so. I mean,
But there's like campgrounds on it because we were spending the night. And this was the first day, the first evening after we ate dinner. We went back to the beach, and my brothers were really young, so they were just playing on the beach on their own. And I was out like in the pretty far out. I don't know how far I should say, but like there's like sandbars or whatever that form, and that's just kind of like raised areas where the sand levels out, so you can go out
Yeah.
and swim out into the ocean a bit,
mhm.
and then you just stand. And so we were fishing because like all these fish were jumping out because it was like food time or whatever, and they were literally jumping at us or whatever. And we're like, oh, this is cool. So my dad was fishing, and I was just kind of swimming around next to him. And like the water at the time, I don't know if it's just Texas beaches or whatever, but just so murky you can't see like too far ahead of you. Because I was wearing goggles and I usually can see like in the water,
Mhm.
but it was so like so much stuff was kicked up.
Gross.
Yeah, gross. Like I was being brushed by like maybe fish sometimes, but like seaweed would brush by me or whatever, or like whatever dried up crap it was.
Trash.
Yeah, yeah. I remember seeing trash at that time. But yeah,
Yeah.
and so we were just fishing, and then I forgot who saw it first. Maybe me and my dad both looked over at the same time, but maybe 30 yards away, we see a giant shark jump out of the water, and its full body comes like out of the water, catches a fish midair, and it comes back in.
Seriously?
And we're
A
like,
full ass shark?
oh crap. Yeah, it like did that thing that great whites do or whatever.
Yeah.
But we saw it. It breached out, bit the fish, and it came back in the water. We're like, oh crap. And we both look at each other, and we look over again. And then my dad looks over towards my brothers, who are like kids. I think, okay, to put an age on it, I think I was 9. Like, I was little. I couldn't fight off a shark. I'd be shark food. But they look over on the beach, and there's another shark really close up to the beach, like less than a foot off from the dry land, just swimming next to where my brothers were.
Yeah.
And my middle child, call him Josh is running towards the water, and my dad yells like, "No, stop!" or whatever. And then he stops and he looks up or whatever. And then my dad yells, "Shark!" or whatever. And so he looks at the water, and then he like backs up slowly, and it's just, you see these 3 like fins or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so we know there's the shark next to the beach, the shark that just jumped out of the water 30 yards from us. And then there's another one in between the shark that jumped out and us in the middle. And it's like,
so there's kind of like nowhere y'all could go.
yeah. And so my dad like reels in the line real quick, and we'd been catching fish, so there's probably like some blood around us or whatever. And he hooks the hook or whatever into the fishing pole or whatever, so you can just like carry it. He grabs me by the hand, and he's like running through the water. And I remember he was running so fast. I don't know how fast he was, like how he could run this fast in the water, because the water was up to at least his waist, maybe his like nipple level on his chest. And I was like behind him, flopping around on top of the water. That's how fast he was going, dude. And I remember watching the shark that was in between the one that jumped out of the water and us move into the sandbar where we were, like literally just like seconds before.
Wow.
And I was like, my dad just saved us.
I know. I mean, yeah.
And then he makes it, and we get onto the beach, and the shark that jumped out of the water made its way to where we were just running or whatever. And it was just kind of like, dude, like if we didn't move, like something could have happened.
Would have got you.
And we were just, my dad was like out of breath or whatever, like the adrenaline kicked in for him, I guess. And we were just like all laying on the beach watching these sharks just eat the fish and stuff. And there was 3 of them. And then we found out later they're bull sharks, the sharks that can go into fresh water and salt water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, just for those sharks, I think. But yeah,
That's
because
interesting.
they'll make their way up rivers and stuff.
Damn.
Like they're,
Wow, I never knew that.
yeah. So after that, I was scared of bull sharks specifically.
Yeah.
So it's like I could just be swimming in a river, and then a bull shark could come up and get
Wow,
me.
I never thought that.
Yeah, they can't go super far
A
up, I don't
river.
think. But yeah, I remember because I used to be into the History Channel back when it was about like history and stuff. History Channel, Discovery Planet, and Animal Planet. Discovery Channel and Animal Planet. Those were the 3 channels that I liked watching a lot when I was younger. And on one of them, they were talking about stories of like the mysterious like disappearances of like kids and some like adults or whatever in this river off of like in some Texas town or whatever. Like these kids would just go out for swims and never come back. And eventually it came that to like they discovered that it was a bull shark, that it's made its way up the coast and swam really far up this river, like further than people had been initially recorded or whatever. But it just been feeding off the people and the kids
That's crazy.
in that town. Yeah.
Wow. Because, like, nobody thinks that.
Yeah,
There's
it's
gonna
like,
be
oh,
a
sharks are ocean,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's weird. I'm, like, actually kind of like, because I never knew that.
Dude, I taught you something today. The more you know.
Exactly.
You learn something new every day, or you should.
I know.
Are these sharks on your
Like,
covers?
looking these up.
They are.
Oh, yeah, there is.
It's smiling.
Wow, and they look like legit just sharks.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
And so after that, I was kind of like,
Just looking at them, they
oceans
look
are
like
weird.
scary sharks, like what you picture a shark to be.
yeah. For a little bit, they became my favorite shark, just because like my close brush up with them, and like that they can breathe fresh water for a time.
Yeah, that's cool, but also scary.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like whenever I'd go to lakes or whatever, I'd always be afraid. I don't know. That's a whole different thing. I think we're at an hour. Yeah, we are.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll end it off with that. we did it off of that story. Well, this has been another episode of Planet Pariah. If you want to follow us, like we said in the beginning of the episode, on Twitter and Instagram, you can find the links in the description below, and also on our channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, dislike if you want to. Leave a comment for sure.
Do something.
Do something. Let us know that we're not alone.
Just anything.
Smack that bell notification to let you know whenever we upload another episode. But yeah, this was cool, man. Are we gonna, like, episode 10 had intro and outro music? Are we gonna try to do that for all these other episodes?
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
You'll
what
know
I find.
See
what I find.
All right. Now this is the end of the episode where I make noises until I find. Oh, the mouse is on the floor. Outro music. Outro music.
Your knee.
Yeah, you're my knee pop. This is the end of the episode.
Adios.
Bye bye bye.